How's it going, everyone? Robert from the Remote Control here, and well, like I said, this is the Remote Control, just where a couple nerds geek out about movies, TV, video games, music, and more. With me today, as always, is the ever rambunctious Colton Bird.
Yeah, what the fuck's up?
So this week's episode, we're gonna get into some different things here, just going on in the nerdy news of the world. We got the CW Arrowverse. They announced their crossover event for this year. I am super pumped about it. Colton, I mean...
Yeah, I'm Colton.
He's not excited.
No, I don't get excited about anything.
Yeah, he doesn't really get excited. We're also going to take a look at what my take was on Gotham Season 4's premiere. We got a new gritty look at the Punisher trailer this past week, so we're going to talk about that.
Looks like he's going to punish.
And we're kind of hopeful. We're hopeful for an awesome video game to film adaptation with the Tomb Raider movie, since that trailer came out this past week as well.
Disappointed in it.
And who knows? I'm sure somebody's going to rant about something. Probably.
Yeah,
Never fails.
I will.
Or I will.
Laura Croft's non-triangular titties.
I told you, it's not an adaptation of the 90s game.
Doesn't matter. Laura Croft without triangular titties is not Laura Croft.
Well, the Angelina Jolie movies didn't have triangular boobies.
Well, and they're not Laura Croft either. They're just Tomb Raiders. Wannabes.
Tomb Raider wannabes with round boobies.
Yeah, not triangular tits.
Like 2 bags of sand.
I like to think mine is like pyramids. Bob just queefed on air.
I was taking a drink from my straw. Probably shouldn't use straws when I drink on the show now, I guess.
Yeah, just right there in the middle of the recording.
So
Bob, your face is really fucking red.
This show is definitely going off the rails today, but that's all right. So I'm going to jump in real quick. I'm going to talk about the Gotham Season 4 premiere.
Yeah, you fucking better.
Thank you. I will.
Take the stage. Don't let me interrupt you.
No.
Please, Don't let me interrupt you.
The first 5 minutes of the show I thought was done really well. My problems with Gotham the past few seasons have been, well, there have been plenty of complaints with it. Fish Mooney is a horrible character. Like, she brought nothing to the show at all, and they just kept pushing her in our face. So that was a big problem I had with it. My other problem, Ben McKenzie, who plays Jim Gordon, I thought was excellent in Season 1 and Season 2. Then Season 3 last year, he was doing this whole thing where he would talk through his teeth, and it was the most annoying thing in the world. I couldn't stand it, and I really started to hate the character.
So you're saying this is bad.
And yes, I mean, it was horrible. It was so freaking annoying. I could not stand it. So I started to really dislike his character. But the one character that has grown each season that I've really, really liked is Bruce Wayne. I think he's done a fantastic job as growing as a character. They mishandled his character in the first and second season. Last season, they really brought it together and pushed him forward. So the first 5 minutes of this season premiere was all about him. Because this whole season is about Dark Knight Rises. And we're starting to see him get into that role and everything like that. And it was really interesting. After that, after the first 5 minutes or so, then it jumped to the Gordon stuff. The end of last season with Gordon, he started to get back to being a better character, much like he was in the first and second season. So this season, I was kind of hoping that they got back to it. It looks like they are. They're getting back to that a little bit. I don't see where they're going to take his character right now, because I'm hoping eventually it works up to him being the commissioner. Like, that's what I want to see happen.
So he's not commissioner.
He's not Commissioner Gordon yet. So I would like to see that. He's a homicide detective right now.
Oh, so this is like the before the movies.
Have you never seen Gotham?
No.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Well, I think I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes.
Gotham isn't... It's that show that I don't know why I keep going back to it. Because there's so many times I sit there and I question myself in the middle of an episode.
You're like, this sucks.
I don't know why I'm watching this.
Is it just lack of direction, or is it just a terrible show? I
think part of it is a lack of direction. I think they try to shove so much into our phases. They try to tease us with so many things, like, hey, this could be the Joker. Hey, this could be the Joker. And everyone's just like, just give us the Joker.
Yeah,
You know,
like,
just give it to us. Don't tease us. Don't, just stick it in. Just show it to us, you know?
Yeah, you're teasing the tip around the edge right now. We just want it in
Exactly. Just show it to us.
3 inches.
The guy that they have that is portraying, who everybody believes is the Joker, has done a phenomenal job in all the episodes that he's been in, but we want more. You know, he's such a big character, that iconic character, that people want to see it. Then they have the Penguin, who they've really focused on almost all 3 seasons on the Penguin and his rise to power in Gotham. And while it's been interesting, I want to see something else.
Calendar Man.
They have the Riddler. We saw his transition from being a nerd to becoming the Riddler. We're seeing the Catwoman transition to becoming Catwoman, and we've seen other characters, but their storylines have been very short,
Like minor side points.
whereas the Penguin is just like, that's been the main story from the beginning. And again, it's not that it's not good, it's not that it's not interesting. It's just we want more, I think.
And they're just not delivering.
They're not. It's unfortunate. However, this season, in the season premiere, they did start the transition for the Scarecrow.
Ooh.
And I really, really liked what they did with that, because they've alluded to the Scarecrow and the fear toxin and everything like that prior to this season.
I'm about to say something bad. How are they going to find the Scarecrow? Out in a field?
No. So they've alluded to it prior to the season, but now we officially see at the very end of the episode, spoilers, at the very end of the episode, you see the Scarecrow masked. And that's exciting to me, because I've always really liked the Scarecrow.
He is an interesting character.
Very interesting character, and I think the best that the Scarecrow has ever been used is in the Arkham games.
Yes.
I think he was used fantastically in those games. So I don't think they're going to go for that type of Scarecrow in the show.
Oh, they should.
But it is a grittier take. It's not like
Yeah.
it's the animated series Scarecrow or anything like that. It is a grittier take, so I'm excited about that. I mean, I'm stuck on this show. I'm invested. I'm 3 seasons in. I'm not going to stop watching it unless it gets really, really bad.
Like Walking Dead bad?
But see, the problem is I'm invested in that, and I won't stop watching The Walking Dead either. I know. I really need to stop.
You guys don't see me just closing my eyes and shaking my head condescendingly at Bob.
I'm going to keep the crossover event, because there's a lot that I want to talk about that. I'm going to keep that till the last part of news.
Yeah. Let's arrive all over their faces.
Yeah. So what do you think of... All right, this is interesting, because I was going through the internet, and I came across... They have box office predictions for the Justice League already.
Okay.
Which, mind you, it is almost 2 months away.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, it's less than 2 months away. So they're saying that Justice League, for the opening weekend, its projection for the opening weekend, will be hovering around $150 million, and that's domestically. Now, think of it this way, okay? So they're saying it's going to make $150 million. The first time that Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg, all of them are on the screen for the first time, the first DC team-up movie, kind of. If you can call Batman versus Superman a team-up because the 3 of them were there. But it's the first one we're getting the Justice League. $150 million, okay? Now, if you take a look at Batman versus Superman, that made its opening weekend $166 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman opened with $103 million. What do you like? What do you think the reason is for them going so low with it?
They probably just took the average. Like they were like, 150 sounds like it's in between 166 and 103.
Yeah,
I do think it's a low ball though.
I do.
I definitely think it's gonna hit like 175.
I really don't understand it. Well, that kind of sucks. I don't know why I didn't look this up prior. I was going to look up Box Office Mojo and look at the Avengers
way to go, Bob.
opening.
You're a disappointment.
Opening weekend draw. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Well, I'll just clear the dead air with me just talking about stuff and running them in circles. So, how does everybody feel about the fall season TV shows coming back up on the air here? Probably the next couple weeks or so. Let us know in the comments below. Remember, always check us out on iTunes, Podbean, the Facebook group, Twitter. I think I said iTunes. We do have an Instagram account. all kinds of stuff going on. Make sure you check us out there. We're very active. We're looking for new members. You want to join us? Email us at theremotecontrol@gmail.com. Go hit us up on the website at or on www.theremotecontrol.com. No vowels in control, all one word. I don't think I really have anything else to plug here, Bob.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
So,
I'm trying to figure it out. I can't find it since Box Office Mojo is down right now, which is the best site to find all this information on. I can't find what the Avengers opening weekend was. However,
it was a lot.
Their domestic box office performance, total box office performance, is $623 million. That's domestically. And that's all made domestically. So I'm guessing its opening weekend it probably made around 200 million. People were just as excited about the Avengers as I think people are for Justice League. And I think people are more excited about Justice League
Yeah, because
than they
it's
were
not
for
going
the
to
Avengers.
suck.
Exactly. Well, no. The Avengers didn't suck.
It's not going to have a kiddie undertone.
Okay, we'll go with that. So I think they're being a little generous. I think they're doing it for two reasons, though. I think they're going to keep it low because they want to keep expectations low. I mean, we've all heard the initial reactions that some of these people that supposedly got an early screening of Justice League who are saying it's great. It's one of the greatest superhero movies you'll ever see. Blah 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 blah. That's what we're hearing from these early reactions from the pre-screens. If that's true, Warner Brothers and company may be like, okay, look, let's try and keep the hype down a little bit because if it comes out and then it's not critically acclaimed.
Yeah, and it suffers from being overhyped.
Well, if you look at Batman vs Superman, had a big monstrous open weekend with 166 million dollars domestically. The second weekend, it dropped drastically, and the third weekend even more. And it's just because there was no critical acclaim there, and a lot of people, the word of mouth started getting out. Hey, it's not a great movie theatrically, and it wasn't. I will sit here and agree. Theatrically, Batman vs Superman was not a good movie. I walked out of that theater disappointed more than I've been in probably a long time.
So were you more disappointed in it not being Batman versus Superman?
We've had this discussion. Yes. I mean, that was probably my biggest quarrel because
I think that's what really hindered most of it.
Because
everybody was like, that wasn't Batman versus
I literally
Superman.
came out of the movie. I'm like, a movie called Batman vs Superman, and they fight for 7.5 minutes. Like, come on.
Like, that's it.
So that was part of the problem, but there was a lot of other issues I had with the movie. It wasn't until I saw the Ultimate Edition, or the what is it called?
Director's Cut.
No, it's called the Ultimate. Yeah, Ultimate Edition is what it's called. It wasn't until I saw that, and then I watched it a few more times and started to pick it apart, where I was like, wow, this film is brilliant. Again, there was more added. It's 3 hours compared to 2.5 hours, so that 30 minutes definitely added some to it. But I think that's what Warner Brothers is worried about because they don't want to have another big drop off like that. They want this to sustain for at least 2 or 3 weeks until Star Wars comes out in December. They want to get as much money as they can prior to that because once Star Wars comes out a month later,
no one's going to see it.
Yeah, Justice League isn't going to be that movie that everybody's going to see. People are going to go see Star Wars. Now, there's a lot of people who still think, and I think I talked about this last weekend, not a lot of people, there are some people, I've heard some podcasts, I've seen some tweets, where people think, oh, Justice League could potentially get pushed back, and don't be surprised if it does. I think they're too far along in a marketing push for them to push it back at all. But if they did, I wouldn't be completely mad. Like, I wouldn't be like, that's it, I'm done with it. Now, if they pushed it back to, say, February or March or something like that, put it in the same month that Batman vs. Superman came out, roughly the same time, I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't get too upset about it. It makes sense, if Josh Whedon is having some trouble getting it all, put together and
and it looking good.
Exactly. If he's not done with the post-production, push it back. Don't rush it. But I personally would much rather them put it out in November because I really want to see it. So
I have the day off, so they better.
So I mean, I think $150 million is being cautious. I guarantee that number will jump. Probably come the middle of November, we'll start seeing probably around 170. That's what I think they're going to project it for.
I think it's like 175. That's my guess.
Yeah, I think they'll project it for like 170 million. I think this is just me being probably overhyped for it. I think it's going to break 200.
Fanboy.
I think it's going to break 200 million opening weekend. I do.
I mean, it could. I say anywhere between 175 to 195. If it breaks 200, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I mean, I'm probably going to see it. If it's a good movie, I'll probably see it 2 or 3 times that weekend. So there's $30 right there towards that 200 million.
Now, I shouldn't clap because that's going to be me for Star Wars.
Yeah. Let's see. Punisher. Netflix. The Netflix Punisher show got its
Looks
first
like it's
trailer.
about to punish some shit.
I tell you what, I started watching it and I was like, "Is that Metallica? Are they playing Metallica?"
No. I just like how the gun noises and everything just match.
I know
everything.
it builds up, and you see him playing the guitar, and it's Metallica's one of Metallica's most famous songs ever. One, and he's just playing it, and then all of a sudden it just gets to the point where it's starting to go crazy in that song, and he's shooting, and the clips getting put in, and the gunfire, everything is sorry, the mags. God, sorry.
You play airsoft, you should know this.
But the mags getting popped into the gun, and they're shooting and everything like that, and it's just going with the music. It looks and sounds badass. It's gonna be brutal. It's absolutely gonna be brutal.
It's going to make me renew my Netflix subscription.
Yeah, it's definitely. I hope it's good. Again, we've had some hit or misses with the Netflix Marvel series, so hopefully this is gonna.
Hopefully they stepped up production and we're like, we're not going to make the Punisher suck.
Yeah, hopefully not.
We're going to make the Punisher punishies.
Punishies. Yeah, no. So
that was a stretch.
The biggest thing now is the speculation of when it's going to release. Because at the end of the trailer, it does this whole thing with the screen where it's like, but you can see 2017, and right before it pops up for the month and day, it goes to black, and you can't see what the date is. So nobody knows when it's coming out. We know it's in 2017. What is your thought? When do you think they're going to release it?
Well, seeing that it's September, I'm going to say probably either end of November, middle of December.
Any specific reason why?
It just sounds right.
My thought. Now, there's rumors going out that people thought it was going to pop off on October 13th.
That trailer popped off.
Yeah, October 13th. That's what people were thinking because it's a Friday. Friday the 13th, Punisher, blah, 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 all that stuff. That's what a lot of people were thinking. I think, and this is a brilliant strategy by Marvel. Why? Because Marvel likes to screw with DC. They really, really, really like to screw with DC. So here's what I think is going to happen. Thor's going to come out the beginning of November. It's going to do great. People are going to go see it. It's going to make millions of dollars. Awesome. But only a couple weeks later, Justice League comes out. So that first week, they're not going to drop they're not going to drop Punisher on the 17th. They're not going to do it because that'll hurt them more than it hurts DC. But that second week, which happens to be Thanksgiving weekend, makes sense for 2 reasons. One, everybody, families are off that weekend.
Yep.
So what do a lot of people do? You got Black Friday, you got all this stuff going on. A lot of people go out shopping. A lot of people will go to the movies. Well, a lot of people, they go shopping and then they come home and they don't want to do anything. Or, they want to keep their kids occupied, or the teenagers need to be occupied while they're out shopping. Mm-hmm. So instead of dropping them off at the movie theater, spending $30-$40 on them to go see a movie, let's just drop this show here.
Use the subscription
you had the subscription to Netflix. Sit down, kids. Watch The Punisher this weekend while we go out shopping. And boom, people are not going to the theaters, not going to see Justice League on a weekend when they should be going to see Justice League. And it's going to hurt their push and their revenue that they make. I truly think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, probably.
So to me, it makes the most sense if they're going to do it that way. If they want to screw over DC. To me, it makes the most sense. Plus, by that time, people are going to be, they're going to be Thored out, and they're going to want, what's the next Marvel thing,
Yeah. And
plus, it's
Punisher.
And it's soon enough so it won't affect Star Wars in a few weeks and everything. So that's my take on it. I've been saying that for probably 2-3 months now. Like, that's when it's going to come out. It makes the most sense. Just like the trailers. I'm telling you, we're going to get a trailer for the Justice League within the next week or so. Mm-hmm. That's my belief. When we get that trailer for Justice League, you can damn well guarantee that we're going to see either a trailer for Thor or Avengers. That's what's going to happen. It's going to come out almost the day after the next Justice League trailer comes out. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And then Or what'll happen is we're going to get a Thor trailer, is what's going to happen. I think we're going to get one more Thor trailer before Thor comes out. And there's that Thor trailer, and DC and WB is going to be like, check this out, Justice League. And then Marvel's going to be like, check this out, Infinity War. You know, and
we're going to be stuck here watching trailers for 45 minutes.
I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen, because that's just the kind of fight that they have. And it's brilliant because it gets us excited. It gets the fans excited. So I'm all for it. Just keep showing us stuff. Keep releasing it. I'm okay with it.
Arrive on our faces. That's all we're asking.
Conclude all over our faces.
Chest and lower back. Anyway, before we get off on that tangent.
All right. Then there was one other big trailer that came out this weekend, which, again, I mean, I am excited for it, but I'm more hopeful than anything that it is actually a decent adaptation of a video game. And that's the Tomb Raider trailer.
It's going to be awful.
Alicia Vikander plays Tomb Raider. There's something about her. She seems too young to me.
She looks like she's young.
She looks like, I know she's not that young. I think she's in her 20s, mid 20s or so. But I mean, to me, like, it looks like she's a teenager, which is really weird to me. And I don't know if I can buy her as Tomb Raider. I'm having trouble every time I watch the trailer. I just have trouble buying the look. You know, I don't know if her acting ability and whatnot is gonna work for it. I just can't buy the look.
I can't buy it either.
You just want the
Titties
pointy
don't
boobs.
Go out like this. Can't do it.
You just want the pointy boobs. She doesn't have pointy boobs. Get over it, kid.
Well, if they can't use the CGI to make her tits triangular, then the CGI for that movie is going to be awful.
No, but it is an interesting trailer. It looks like they're definitely going to go similar to the first game, or the remake that they came out, in 2012? I think it was.
I think of that.
It was somewhere around there. I think they're going to go more off of that type of storyline for it, which I'm okay with. I think...
Yeah, wasn't that the one you played?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I thought you said something about
I wasn't a big fan of the games because I hate those...
The open puzzle games.
It's not I love puzzle games. My problem is if... All right, for instance, there's like a moment in the game where you're sliding down, like, you know, this waterfall thing. You're sliding, and it goes, press X. Now press A.
Oh,
now
you
press
don't like button
Y.
sequences?
No, it's stupid. It doesn't take skill. There's no skill in that at all. It's basically they want to tell you a story, they just don't know how to make a fucking video game. So then they just say, oh, we got to have them press buttons so they don't feel like fucking morons playing a game.
Watch your profanity.
That's the problem. I told you someone was going to rant here. That's the problem with those video games, all right? Because God of War is the same way. Devil May Cry was the same way. Uncharted is the same way. All of these games, you don't do anything. It takes no freaking skill. I don't want anybody to say they're a fucking gamer if they sit there and love and play only those games, because you're not. It takes no skill. Not an ounce of skill to play those fucking video games.
The guy that plays mobile games is ranting.
I play one mobile game. One mobile game. And I don't consider myself a gamer for playing that game. I don't consider myself a gamer for playing that.
I'm just feeding your fire. I'm picking at you now.
It's just fucking annoying. I'm so sick of these video game companies giving out or creating half-ass products.
Yes.
And calling it and saying it's a video game. And then
it's charging us $60
and then people go out and play it and say, oh, it's the greatest game ever made. No, it's a good story. Yeah, it's a damn good story. But it's not a video game.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
That's my problem. Okay? All right. Sorry.
No, I wholeheartedly agree. Why should I pay $60 and then another $40 for you to finish the game?
See, that's a different thing, though. And that we could get into that another time, because honestly, the downloadable content shit is just annoying as shit. It really is.
If you're not adding, like, Call of Duty, if you're going to add weapon skins, don't charge me for it.
Yeah.
Give me, like, a raffle chance or something. Don't charge me $5 for a skin.
I understand, like... Halo 2 is a perfect example. I'm going to say this, all right? They did it right. Bungie did it right with that, because they created a game, and then you got 12 multiplayer maps when that game released. It gave you plenty to do.
And considering when Halo 2 came out, that was phenomenal.
It then, I think I want to say it was 8 months later, 6 or 8 months later, they released their first expansion, all right? And I think it was $20. All right, it was a little costly at that time, but you got 6 more maps, I think. It may have been 6. I think it was 6 or 8 maps. Plus, you got a couple additional things that came with it. But it was $20. You know what? You just added a shit more content that's going to keep me playing the game. I was okay with that, because those first 8 months that I was playing it, I was content with what I got.
Exactly.
And that's my whole thing. And then the great thing that they did was they eventually, after an extended period of time, it was free for everybody to get.
That's why I am going to enjoy Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I agree. I think if they want to make money on it, awesome. Sell it for the first couple months. Say, you know what? If you want it now, buy it for $20. It's yours. But if you don't want to spend the $20, look, we still got you. You paid that $60 for our game. You're supporting us that way.
You're going to get it later.
You're going to get it. Just, these guys want a little more, so they can pay the $20 to get it now.
Yeah.
That's how I think games should do it. I would be okay with that. What Battlefront is doing, EA decided, look, we fucked up with Battlefront 1. We fucked up. That game was not what everybody wanted it to be.
That was awful.
We screwed up. We apologize. So we're going to make a better game on top of it to say we're sorry. And
free DLC.
Because we want you to keep playing it, here's free DLC through the entire life of the game.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm down with it. So, again, we completely got off topic here. But, yes, video game companies have been pissing me off lately.
Rant for another day.
Yeah, we'll get more on that another day, I think.
Yeah, we could do it in Star Wars talk.
What do you think that they're going to do, though, with Tomb Raider? Do you think they're going to follow the story a lot more? Because, you can definitely tell that it's taking that story arc. I mean, are they... Do you think they're just like, okay, this was a cool story, people liked it, here's a movie? Or do you think they're going to say, okay, we like this from it, we like this from it, we like this from it?
They're probably going to pick and choose what they liked, and then the movie's going to be a real, I don't think it's going to do well.
You don't think it's going to do well? Really?
No, because what I think they're going to do is, they're going to be like, okay, we like this, and we like this. So the movie's going to have, 4 good parts, and all the rest is going to be, unnecessary dialogue and story just to keep it moving.
Yeah. It's possible. I just started watching Assassin's Creed last night.
Exactly.
I have yet to finish it. I got about 20, 30 minutes into it. And those 20, 30 minutes, I was like, this is boring as shit.
Because it's exactly like the games.
I can't do it. So I'm probably going to finish it tonight. It's tough, though. I mean, video game adaptations haven't been great. And it's funny because I'm going to sit here and say this, but I think the first Tomb Raider is one of the better ones. The one with Angelina Jolie was not a terrible movie. I'm not going to say it was great, but
it did what it needed to do.
It was an adaptation of the video game. I thought when I saw Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft, I was like, that's Lara Croft. That's Tomb Raider. So it worked. So hopefully they can get the same thing going with this adaptation here. I'm hoping so. And we need a good video game to film adaptation. We need one. If our hope for ever possibly getting a Halo movie is ever going to happen, we need to start getting good video game adaptations.
The one good game that could have the one good film that could have came from video games got canned when Andromeda flopped. Mass Effect could have made a phenomenal movie series.
Could have.
But Andromeda flopped and EA killed Mass Effect.
I mean, even Warcraft could have been good.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, it wasn't terrible. But I think it came out too early or too late, whatever way you want to look at it. You can say, I say it could be too late because we've had so many flops already with it, or it could be too early because there haven't been enough good ones yet for people to say, oh, you know what, video game adaptation has been great, let's go see that. So I think we need something good.
What video game do you think would make a good one other than Halo?
Other than Halo, Metal Gear Solid, which is in the works.
Wow. Now you hit me with a curve there.
Yeah. Metal
Gear Solid would make a good one.
Yeah.
Which game would you focus it on? Or would you just take just a film series of it?
I would just start fresh with the film series. I would do a trilogy of it. I would plan on a trilogy, make the first movie a standalone movie with the thought of it becoming a trilogy. That way you can introduce other characters like Raiden and stuff like that. But you have personally, I think it would be cool how I know that there was other Metal Gear games before Metal Gear Solid. I know that, people. I'm not an idiot. But started off like Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
That beginning to that game, I remember I was 11 years old, 12 years old maybe at the oldest, 12 years old.
I was 2.
And I remember playing that game by myself for the first time. And my blood was pumping, my heart rate was racing because it's so nerve-wracking because you're trying to hide from the guards and trying to get to the elevator to go, that beginning of that game was so good. It was so enthralling. If you can somehow make that a movie,
That would be great.
You know, just that, or put that in a movie. Obviously, you don't need to follow the rest of that the whole way through, like the game. Even though I think the game is an excellent game, it would make a great movie. But I don't want to see them take it directly from the game. Like I would love to see something like that opening scene start off and then kind of move forward with whether it's a new story or a combination of stories or something like that to push it forward. I think it would be great. I would love to see Metal Gear Solid, and it is in the works. They've been working on it, I want to say, for about 2 or 3 years now. So
I didn't know that. I'm interested. I'm fully interested. Let's hope it's not like a Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Or a DBZ movie.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Look, we've already talked about Dragon Ball Z, and
that's another genre that doesn't have very good film adaptations. Anime.
We've talked about it. Anime's tough because
a lot of things are just unrealistic in them to begin with.
Not unrealistic, but when Hollywood makes movies, they Americanize them. And that's the problem, because anime is not Americanized. Anime is very Japanese. It's very Asian cultured. And if you have Hollywood do it, no producer, no company is going to say, yeah, go with the Japanese aspect of it. No, they're going to Americanize it because they're trying to appeal to the American audience, when that's not what they need to do. They need to appeal to the fans of the shows, and stuff like that. And that's the problem with it. Anime could, you could make a Dragon Ball Z movie. You could. Yeah, how wacky it would be to see people flying in the air, shooting energy blasts. You know what?
That'd be awesome, though.
You can do it. Look at comic book movies. Comic book movies are working. It's not much different. It's
basically Iron Man without the suit.
Yeah, Iron Man or Superman. Yeah. Like that's essentially what it is. So it can work. They just need to get the right people involved with it for it to work.
Hollywood, hit us up.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll gladly do a DBZ movie.
Oh, please, God. That would be so cool to do a DBZ movie. It'd be so much fun.
Oh, my God. I just go out there. Hey, guys, CGI me. I'll charge up. I want like a Team 4-star Nappa to play the. See, hey, Vegeta. Points over at Chaozu. Look, a Pokemon. Pulls out a Pokeball. I'm gonna catch him.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about Tomb Raider video game movies, but I'm going to play a clip here from an upcoming special that we did for the podcast coming out this Friday. We have a special where Rachel Kasperick and myself.
Hey, hi, Rachel.
We kind of just sat down over Google Hangouts.
And coffee.
And we just bullshit about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We talked about what has been, what's to come, and what we've loved and what we've hated from the Cinematic Universe. Much like Jonathan and I did for the DCEU a couple months ago, we did that with the MCU, Rachel and myself. So here's a little clip of it. Hope you enjoy. So, with that said, I mean, what are some of your favorites? I would say, what are your top 5? But I know your top 5 ever changing, you say. So what are some of your favorites in the universe there?
I would say my number one favorite started it all, which would probably be the Hulk, the one with Edward Norton, because I have very fond memories with somebody special with that movie who's no longer in my life, but hey, that's another story. So that one, it holds dear to my heart. I would say I love Civil War. I know you have your opinions on Civil War, but
see that one should hold a special place in your heart also, because
it does. And well, Sebastian Stan is one of my favorite actors, so he had a bigger part in this one, I feel, and Winter Soldier, obviously. And then the first Avengers movie, because that one just brought everything together for me, to see all these characters finally coming together and working together, even though a lot of people are like, oh, it's Iron Man and, his bitches, more or less. So,
man and his bitches.
Well, it's true, because, I mean, all the Avenger movies seem to revolve around what he's done wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, they definitely saw when Iron Man 1 came out how much impact that movie did, and how everybody just grabbed onto the idea of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. And because of that, they were just like, look, people love him, let's just push him in everybody's face. And that's what they did
Yeah.
for Phase 1 and Phase 2 and almost all of Phase 3. It's just been Iron Man, Iron Man, Iron Man, which is okay.
Mm.
I mean, I like Robert Downey Jr. as an actor. I think he has done a fantastic job as Tony Stark in Iron Man. I just think we're to that point where we need to transition away from that, because I think these other characters, and you talk about Bucky, the Winter Soldier, you talk about Captain America, even, and all these other characters that we've had that have come out. I think that we don't need that Iron Man, we don't need that Robert Downey Jr. name to push these films anymore. I like. I'm gonna take. So there you guys go. That was a little clip, 2-minute clip or so of the upcoming Marvel special that we have. Again, it's coming out this Friday, so make sure you check it out, because Rachel is a huge Marvel fan. I'm a big Marvel fan also. If you've listened to the podcast, so you definitely know I'm more of a DC fan, but I absolutely adore all comic book movies and love what they've done with the Marvel Cinematic Universe thus far. And I definitely have my issues with it. So listen to that special. Again, it's this Friday. It'll be released, and just let us know what you think. All right. So now moving on here, because this is again, obviously, I just said I'm a big DC fan, so this is exciting to me. All right.
I can tell you're fully erect.
Oh, thank you. let me readjust there. There we go.
Oh,
all right.
Oh man, pitching a tent.
So really excited here. So this week they announced what the CW crossover event is going to be for the Arrowverse, which, if you don't know, you have Green Arrow, you have the Flash, Supergirl, then you have the Legends of Tomorrow, which include White Canary, the Atom, I can't think of it, Firestorm, who else? Captain Steel. Yeah, they have a bunch of these characters in this universe, which is exciting. Last year's event was Invasion, which was good. It was nice. It was fine, but it didn't grab my attention the entire time. For instance, Supergirl was, that wasn't really a crossover. It was just a last minute add-on to the end of her episode, and then it was really just a 3-episode crossover where not all the characters were in every aspect of every show, which was kind of disappointing. I hope they change it with this. So, this crossover event is going to be called Crisis on Earth X. And the log line simply reads this: with all of the heroes in town to celebrate Barry and Iris's wedding, villains from Earth X crash the festivities with a deadly agenda. Now, for all of you nerds who aren't aware of what this Earth X is all about, let me explain it to you. And this is coming from the Fandom Wiki page. Earth X was a parallel Earth in the pre-crisis multiverse, on which Germany won World War II. The Freedom Fighters, which are the founding members that include Black Condor, Dollman, Human Bomb, Phantom Lady, and the Ray, and then later joined by a person named Firebrand. But the Freedom Fighters, originally from Earth 2, migrated to Earth X in 1942 to help fight Adolf Hitler. But the American president Franklin Roosevelt passed away from a heart attack in 1944, leaving the country in such a state that Nazi Germany was able to develop atomic weaponry. Now, by this point, both countries were reluctant to use such destructive capabilities against the other for fear of retaliation that the conflict continued, using conventional warfare. The war dragged on until Adolf Hitler's Nazi war machine had developed mind control technology that weakened the opposition's willpower, ending the war in 1968 with complete Nazi victory. However, some proved to be immune to the effects Some proved to be immune to the effects of the mind control devices, and small resistant pockets began to form in various cities. Japan was originally an ally of the Nazis, but when they seemed to have won the war and laid down their arms, the Nazis betrayed them. In 1973, members of the Justice League of America from Earth 1 and the Justice Society of America from Earth 2 arrived on Earth X by way of transmatter cube accident. They paired off with various members of the Freedom Fighters and helped them fight the Nazi threat. It was revealed that a computer brain had taken control from the Nazis and replaced the leaders with android replicas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, crazy. During the Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is a later storyline, some of the history of Earth X was merged with Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 4, and Earth S to form one composite universe. A similar reality called Earth 10 was created at the end of the New 52 series, and a reality called Earth 10 appeared after Flashpoint. The original Earth X was restored to the multiverse by the events of Convergence. I'm so pumped about this. Okay, first off,
That sounds like it just sounds like a good war movie to begin
not
with.
only does it just sound like a good war movie, but it's leading to fucking Crisis on Infinite Earths. Like, that is one of the biggest not turning points, but events in the DC universe, comic universe ever. I mean, you can go back and you can think of different things. You can think of Crisis on Infinite Earth. You can think of New 52 and Flashpoint, and then you can sit there and think of Rebirth. You have these 3 or 4 big events that have happened in the DC universe comics-wise, and this is leading to Crisis on Infinite Earths, which I hope to God then is the crossover for next season. You know, because come on, like, this needs to fucking happen so bad. But
You're like having a meltdown.
you have
You're
no
like,
idea. When I saw this, I was at work, all right, and I was on break, and I'm sitting there flipping through my phone, and all of a sudden it says new crossover event announced for the Arrowverse. And I click on it, and I see Crisis on Earth X, and I'm like, no.
you're like, do it.
This can't be right. I click on it, I look, I start reading, and I'm like, holy shit, they're doing it. They're finally doing it. Now, obviously, we don't know what characters of the Freedom Fighters we're going to see, except for one. They did announce that the Ray will be in it, and he's going to be portrayed by British actor Russell Tovey.
I think you pronounced Daisy Ridley wrong.
He's going to be portrayed by actor Russell Tovey. He's actually first going to be voicing him in an upcoming animated series called Freedom Fighters, The Ray. And then he's going to make his leap to live action in the Arrowverse crossover. Here's the cool thing: what they've done, what the Arrowverse has done. They've done animated shows. They did it with Vixen, and eventually brought her into the Arrowverse, or they are bringing her into the Arrowverse. They are doing this kind of stuff that, you know, they're going to do it animated, then they're going to bring them to the Arrowverse, and then they could eventually become a regular character on the shows, or one of the shows, or something like that. That's what I love about what they're doing there, because they keep adding and bringing and adding and bringing and adding and bringing. So I'm pumped about that. Hopefully he's good. Like, I hope that he does a good job. It's unclear whether or not he'll become part of these shows permanently, but we don't know which Earth he's going to hail from, but Earth X seems most likely is where he's going to come from. Although they could easily say that he came from Earth 2, went to Earth X, and then he's coming for help, because Earth 2 has already been a prominent Earth in the Flash universe, with you know, the Wells being there, the Harrison Wells, the second version of Harrison Wells coming from Earth 2 and everything like that. And that's where Jesse Quick is as well. Very interesting. I can't wait. They do go on a little bit and talk a little bit more about the Ray. They go, Raymond Ray Terrell was a reporter who discovered a group of government scientists working on a secret project to turn light into a weapon of mass destruction. But before he could report on his findings, the project had exposed Ray to a genetic light bomb. The bomb failed to kill him and instead gifted Ray with light-based powers. With these abilities, Ray realized he could go beyond reporting on injustice and that he could take action to help stop it. Calling himself the Ray, he was recruited by Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters to fight violence and oppression wherever it exists. So that's
interesting.
That's his backstory right there, which I think is going to be awesome. Again, we don't know where he's coming from, what Earth he's coming from, or anything like that. But that's as much as we know. I'm excited.
Sounds interesting. I might actually watch it.
Dude, the CW verse is absolutely one of my favorite TV universes that we've ever had. Not that there's been a lot of TV universes, but it's definitely my favorite. So this season, obviously coming up, I am working out a way. I don't know how I want to do it, but I do want to try and do a weekly show where I just talk about the CW universe. You know, with the season starting here in a few weeks, I'll get something figured out, and I will let you all know. Just make sure you follow us on Facebook, you know, or Twitter.
Instagram, email us. Whoever.
Yeah, but either way, just follow us somewhere around there, because that's where I'll put a lot of the information. When I announce what I'm going to do, when you'll see it, when you'll be able to find it, where you'll find it, and everything like that. Because I don't know if I want to just do a YouTube thing or what yet, but I will figure it out.
He's farting around the idea.
Yeah, I have been for a couple weeks. I've been trying to figure. Actually, last year I was starting to think about it, but it was like in the middle of the seasons, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to.
I can't.
I don't want to do it right now. I want to start fresh with when the season just starts. So I'm figuring it out.
And here we are now.
And here we are. We're about to get there. And I didn't think hard enough, but now I'm thinking hard enough to figure out how to do it. But that's all we got in the news. So what's been going on with you? Is there anything that you've been doing?
Well, I've been taking pictures of BB-8 and BB-9 and photoshopping them. No, wait, hold on. I'll pull out my phone here. It looks really good. If you want to find it, look at _this motherfucker on Instagram. It'll be on Instagram. No, look how good it is, though. Like, that's the original.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Photoshop one.
There you go.
Isn't that badass? You can get Photoshop on your phone for free. It's free in iTunes. So, no, I've been doing that. I've been playing with Titty the Porg and trying to clean up my desktop screen on my laptop.
Okay. Anything entertainment-wise?
I'm rewatching Lost.
Really?
I like the show.
I couldn't get into it.
No. I watched As Above, So Below the other day, which is why it was my movie Monday this week.
I haven't watched it, but I do want to check it out.
Yeah, I told you the spoiler of it.
That's all right.
Well, not really a spoiler, but
I probably would have figured it out in the first 5 minutes anyways.
But it's a good movie. It's a horror movie.
Horror.
But it's more like suspense, thriller. It's not really scary.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Most horror films aren't scary, but I'll still probably check it out.
Other than that, nah, I really haven't had too much going on.
Yeah. I myself.
Hold on. Bob, what's going on in your life?
Oh, thanks, buddy. No, I literally just watched, actually, when you came over today, I was in the middle of watching it. I was watching Beauty and the Beast, the live-action version.
No, like, it looked good from what I caught of it.
I gotta say this. Look, I know that it's still, I believe, still the highest-grossing movie of the year.
To this point. Not fact-checked.
Not fact-checked, because Box Office Mojo isn't working, but why did they have to make it? I watched it. Yes, there's a couple parts in it that weren't in the original animated series, but it's essentially the animated movie. You know, like that's what it is. It's the animated movie.
But Ewan McGregor, though.
Yes, Ewan McGregor is in it. I get that. You know, but
he won a battle but didn't have the high ground.
But besides that, I mean, it's what like, I'm okay, like, go ahead and remake these movies in live action. Just give me something different. You know, like, that's why I don't understand Beauty and the Beast is
the giant theory we had during that movie. It's a giant crossover.
Yes.
Gandalf.
You have Gandalf, Obi-Wan, Hermione, Dracula, Olaf.
Yeah, like, it was a giant crossover. That they were just combining all their universes. Well, not their universes, but all the universes.
Yeah, they pretty much did. No, I mean, I like the movie. The acting was done very well. The songs, I think some of the people didn't have the right voice for some of the songs. It was kind of annoying. Emma Watson got a set of lungs on her. I'll tell you that. She did a decent job with her singing. Cool. And I mean, she's adorable. That's the thing.
I bit my tongue there because there was something I could have said that was very inappropriate.
She is adorable. I don't think she's the best actress though. Like this is the movie where I watched her and I was watching, like, let's see how she does, because I think this is the first movie that I've seen post Harry Potter with her. I can't think of another movie that I've watched with her. There was Becoming a Wallflower.
Yeah,
which was filmed which was actually filmed in Pittsburgh.
Hey, shout out.
But I don't think
she had like a prominent role in it though.
Well, I don't know, because I don't remember watching that movie. She's been in other things. Yeah. I just can't think of anything else I've ever watched her in. So I was like, all right, let's see what she's like post Harry Potter, because I give the acting in Harry Potter a pass because they were so young growing up, and they were learning the ropes as the movies were going on. So you could definitely tell their acting was improving as those films went on. But this is what, 5 years since, give or take.
Around there.
So I was like, let's see how it is, and I don't think she's that great of an actress, unfortunately. She's cute,
That's all that you need, though.
But acting wise, I don't think she's quite there yet. And that's not to say that she's not ever going to be, because I've seen actors and actresses who have completely sucked and have become some of the more enjoyable actors or actresses out there. I think one of them is Jonah Hill. I thought he was a terrible actor when he first came out, and now I think he's, I'll watch him as anything he's in because I think he's funny. I think he's a good actor. He sells, like, the movie that did it for me with him was Wolf of Wall Street. You know,
my God, yeah.
like when he took on that serious role there. Like I was like, wow, you know, and
Yeah, and he didn't try to make it funny at all.
I mean, he had funny parts. He was kind of the comedic relief at times, but he was still good though, you know, and that's
Yeah.
what I liked about it. He was also in that Brad Pitt movie with baseball about the Oakland A's.
Oh,
Moneyball.
Yeah.
There we go. Moneyball. He was also good in that too. So like
I
he
didn't
can
see
do the
that.
serious, he can do the funny now. But his earlier stuff, I'm not a big fan of. Like I'm not a big fan of Superbad. Superbad has its moments.
Superbad's funny as shit.
It's funny. It has its moments, but I think because
The
I'm 31 years old,
I mean, the acting was
sit with me
awful.
anymore. Yeah, the acting wasn't great. Even Emma Stone wasn't that great in it. Like she was
Yeah.
good. You could definitely tell she was going to be something at some point, which she's now an Academy Award-winning actress. But
You got Michael Cera, who looks like he just kind of
Michael Cera's never been a good actor. I
like
don't
he
care what
kind of
says.
he just kind of was like a bum on the side of the street that just happened to be there when they were filming, and he awkwardly walked on set and was just saying
Yeah.
some shit.
Pretty much. No, I take that back. I liked that. I liked him in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
I actually really enjoyed that movie. That movie I thought was a lot of fun. Again, that's a one of those movies that you gotta. It's different, you know. It's very
Yeah.
artsy type of film, you know.
See,
So,
I just thought it was so corny. I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
well, I'm sorry.
Wasn't it based on a comic book though?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll read the comic and maybe then I'll get around to watching it.
Maybe I'll get around to watching it. So I don't know. I mean, getting back to the point with Beauty and the Beast, it was a good movie. Hey, I mean, it was a good movie. I just don't understand why they needed to spend the money on
And
something
making a frame for frame copy.
exactly. I mean, it really is like it's almost frame for frame. You know, the same movie. But again, I enjoyed it. It's definitely worth one watch. It's not
They
something I'm
probably
gonna go
spent
buy.
about $100 million in the actor's budget alone.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. So yeah, like I said, I started watching Assassin's Creed last night. I didn't get to finish it because it just, wow, it's tough to watch. But then again, we also did just play 8 hours of airsoft, so we were
Yeah.
both kind of exhausted.
Out in like 90,000 degree weather.
Yeah, it was hot as shit yesterday, and got home and I turned it on, and I'm just sitting there like falling asleep. So
Hey, I had a good game yesterday though.
yes, you did. Yeah, you got like 30 kills total or something. Me, not so much. But that's
You're a medic though. You're not supposed to get kills.
yeah, true. When you're a medic, you're supposed to heal people. Which I'm gonna say that one game, dude. I was medic MVP because I
75 revives.
saved like 75 people that game. I was running it everywhere. Like at one point, I was like, I'm just gonna put my gun down and start doing. I did. I put my gun down. I was running around saving people. So that was a lot of fun.
I took my turns in the suicide wall or room.
That was crazy. That room there. When we got stuck in there. We were stuck in there for probably a good 20, 25
Yeah,
minutes.
no, it was bad.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. I don't think there's anything else going on. Again, definitely look out for our Marvel special coming out this Friday. I want to talk about that or stress out a little bit more there. We got some cool things coming up for the podcast and everything.
Oh yeah,
So,
we are planning and making moves.
yeah, so we're not going to get into what it is now, but definitely keep checking in. Keep on the lookout because we're doing some cool things. We got some big plans coming up, and we got Star Wars talk coming out this week as well. And again, if you want to contact us, go find us on Twitter at The Remote Control. You can find us on Facebook. Just look up The Remote Control because you can find us there. Join our group, join our page. Go to www.theremotecontrol.com.
Yeah, we just relaunched it.
www.theremotecontrol.com. It's been changed a little bit, so let us know what you think about that. And I think that's also from us here at The Remote Control. I've been Robert Slavinsky.
And I've been Colton.
And take it easy.
Pussy, 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 marijuana, wanna. Pussy, 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 marijuana.